Nestled in the heart of the United States lies a tranquil little town known as Millstadt, located in Illinois. With a population of around 4,000 residents, Millstadt would have remained an obscure place if it weren't for Ashley Reeves, a significant figure in the town's story back in 2006. Ashley, a 17-year-old high school student, resided with her parents and her younger sister, Cassie, in Millstadt. Ashley possessed remarkable academic prowess, and despite having more than a year until her high school graduation, she was already contemplating which colleges she wanted to attend. Her amiable and outgoing nature, coupled with her infectious smile, made her incredibly popular, leading her to have a multitude of friends. Moreover, she had a devoted boyfriend named Jeremy, whom her parents held in high regard. On the morning of Thursday, April 27th, Ashley followed her usual routine, preparing for school alongside her sister, Casey. Just before heading out to school, she informed her parents that she had a job interview scheduled for the afternoon on the other side of town. After the interview, she planned to join her friends for a basketball game before returning home. Her parents wished her luck with the interview and requested that she be back before 10:30 p.m. Ashley assured them, saying, "No problem, I'll see you tonight." Subsequently, she left in the afternoon following the conclusion of the school day. Ashley proceeded to Jeremy's locker, where he handed her the keys to his SUV. Generously, he lent her his vehicle for the day so she could attend the interview and later play basketball. Ashley expressed her gratitude, gave him a hug, and then made her way down the hallway to meet her sister Casey at her own locker. The two sisters exited the school and headed to the student parking lot, where Jeremy's SUV awaited them. They climbed into the vehicle, and Ashley took the driver's seat. They drove back to their house, where Casey disembarked, bidding Ashley farewell. Ashley then left their home and embarked on the journey to Fairview Heights, a town approximately 16 miles away, where her interview was scheduled to take place. As the evening approached 10 p.m., several hours had passed since Ashley's departure, and her parents grew concerned as curfew drew near. They inquired with Casey if she had heard from Ashley, but Casey revealed that she hadn't spoken to Ashley since being dropped off after school. Ashley's parents initially brushed it off, thinking nothing serious of the situation, and attempted to contact Ashley directly. However, their calls went unanswered, prompting them to send a series of text messages. With still no response after a few minutes, they decided to reach out to Ashley's boyfriend, Jeremy, hoping he might have information about her whereabouts. Yet, Jeremy informed them that he hadn't communicated with Ashley since handing her the SUV keys and had been trying to contact her throughout the day to no avail. At this point, Ashley's parents began to grow increasingly worried. After ending the conversation with Jeremy, they started reaching out to other friends of Ashley's, hoping for any insight into her situation. However, all of her friends relayed the same story. They hadn't spoken to Ashley and were unaware of her whereabouts. With a strong intuition that something was gravely amiss, Ashley's mother acted swiftly and dialed the police without hesitation. While the local authorities were accustomed to receiving occasional calls from parents concerned about their runaway teenagers, often finding that the teenagers had simply disregarded their loved ones and eventually resurfaced unharmed, this time was different. Upon hearing Ashley's mother over the phone, the profound fear evident in her tone immediately compelled the Millstadt Police Department to treat the case with utmost seriousness. Consequently, that very night, following the distressing call, the Millstadt Police Department mobilized a significant force to locate Jeremy's SUV, the vehicle Ashley had been driving earlier that day. Their initial search led them to Letterman Park, a highly popular public park boasting a well-frequented basketball court, often frequented by teenagers. Ashley was known to visit this park frequently, and it resided approximately halfway between Fairview Heights, where her interview took place, and Millstadt, her hometown. Upon arrival at Letterman Park, The police quickly spotted Jeremy's SUV parked in the lot. However, Ashley was nowhere to be found, neither in proximity to the vehicle nor elsewhere within the park. Upon inspecting the car, they discovered no significant items of interest inside it. Scattered on the ground were merely remnants of Ashley's clothing, a disconcerting sight for the police. They dedicated the entire night and well into the morning meticulously combing through every inch of Letterman Park, desperately searching for any trace of Ashley. Regrettably, their efforts proved fruitless. As the sun rose and the police found themselves no closer to locating the missing girl, a sense of suspicion began to arise, suggesting the potential involvement of foul play. Consequently, the initial individual brought in for questioning was Ashley's boyfriend, Jeremy. However, as soon as he entered the interrogation room, his genuine concern for Ashley became evident. He provided an airtight alibi and was exceedingly cooperative, leaving the police with no reason to consider him a suspect. Subsequently, the police proceeded to bring in all of Ashley's friends, acquaintances, and family members for questioning, casting their net wide to gather any information that could aid in determining Ashley's whereabouts. More specifically, they sought to uncover any potential concealments among these individuals. Interestingly enough, a few friends who were brought in were discovered, according to some of Ashley's closest confidants, to be harboring a hidden secret. Unbeknownst to many, Ashley was involved in not one, but two romantic relationships. While her public relationship with Jeremy was well known, she maintained a clandestine and illicit affair deliberately hidden from prying eyes. To conceal this forbidden second relationship, Ashley would inform her family and friends that she was heading to the park for a game of basketball, while in reality, she would rendezvous with her secret partner at the park. On the day preceding Ashley's disappearance, her friends informed her that she had intended to meet someone at Letterman Park, the very reason for her visit. Through Ashley's friends, the police obtained the name of this mysterious individual, Sam Shelton. Determined to locate him, the police managed to track Sam down while he was attending a baseball practice, showing no regard for his current engagement. Unfazed by the baseball field surroundings, the police approached Sam and promptly escorted him back to the police station for questioning. Still clad in his baseball uniform, Sam was seated in the interrogation room, where the officers inquired about his connection with Ashley. Initially, he adamantly denied any involvement or relationship with her, claiming ignorance regarding the purpose of his presence there. However, as the questioning progressed, Sam's responses started to contradict one another, raising suspicions among the police. In response, the pressure on Sam was intensified by the investigators. After 12 grueling hours of relentless interrogation, the investigator resulted to mentioning Sam's mother and grandmother, insinuating how they would react upon discovering his deceit toward the authorities. This emotional tactic finally broke Sam, causing him to confess. At this point, the police were already bracing themselves for the worst regarding Ashley's fate. However, they were unprepared for the sheer brutality and chilling details revealed in Sam's confession regarding the actions he had taken against her. The following account is based on the details disclosed during his confession. Approximately 30 hours earlier, Ashley concluded her interview in Fairview Heights and proceeded to meet up with Sam at Letterman Park. The circumstances of their encounter remained uncertain, but they eventually found each other and made their way to Sam's car. Once there, they engaged in intimate activities. Occupying the front seats, Sam assumed the driver's seat while Ashley was settled in the passenger seat. However, a sudden incident ignited a volatile altercation between them. During the heated exchange, Sam demanded that Ashley exit the car, but she resisted, yearning to address their issues and seek resolution. Yet Sam's anger flared uncontrollably, compelling him to lunge across the center console and subject Ashley to a vicious chokehold. According to Sam's account to the police, his intention was to forcefully remove her from the vehicle. However, the pressure he exerted around her neck caused a horrifying sound, an audible snap emanating from Ashley's neck. Overwhelmed by what he had just heard, Sam released his grip, causing Ashley to slump forward and collide with the car's dashboard. Stunned by the aftermath, Sam surveyed his surroundings, ensuring that no witnesses observed the gruesome act he had committed. Then, he reached across, lifting Ashley's body to assess her condition. To his astonishment, he discovered she was still alive. However, rather than seeking assistance for her, Sam made a fateful decision right then and there. He was going to kill her. In his relentless attempt to end Ashley's life, Sam resorted to choking her. However, despite minutes of strangulation, she remained resilient and refused to succumb. Frustrated by this unexpected resistance, Sam unfastened his belt and wrapped it tightly around Ashley's neck. With the belt in place, he commenced pulling, but the sight of Ashley's agonizing countenance became unbearable for him. He recounted to the police how she stared directly at him, her tongue protruding from her mouth, frothing, and her complexion turning a ghastly shade of gray-blue. Unable to achieve his desired outcome, Sam released the belt momentarily and repositioned Ashley's body so that she faced away from him toward the car window. Once again, he fastened the belt around her neck and utilized his foot as leverage, exerting immense force on her throat for an extended period. The strain on the belt grew so intense that it eventually snapped. Confirming that Ashley had finally succumbed to death, Sam proceeded to conceal her lifeless body by stuffing her into the floorboards near the passenger seat. He then embarked on a journey across town, driving several miles to a densely forested park called Citizens Park. Parking his vehicle, he cautiously surveyed the surroundings to ensure that no one was observing his actions. With no witnesses in sight, Sam retrieved Ashley's body from the car and dragged her deep into the woods, where he abandoned her, leaving her fate sealed in the secluded wilderness. Ashley was not the only teen girl who thought Sam Shelton was attractive, as it would turn out. He was viewed as the ideal catch by many local adolescent ladies. He was intelligent, appealing, and had these stunning, captivating blue eyes that you couldn't help but ogle. Sam, however, stood out from his other mates at his school in a fundamental way because of something special about him. Sam did not attend school. He was a middle school teacher in Millstadt and the baseball coach in the high school. He was 27 years old. He had never actually taught Ashley. However, he had started preparing for her exploitation years earlier, when she was a middle school student. He had been using his position of authority to mistreat her while successfully manipulating her into thinking they were in a romantic relationship, additionally to working as a teacher. Sam nurtured aspirations of becoming a professional wrestler and frequently participated in local showcases, adopting the persona of the teacher. Although Sam's skills were unlikely to match those of televised professional wrestlers, he possessed a notable physical strength and expertise in applying chokeholds. Hence, when he assaulted Ashley and subjected her to a brutal chokehold, her chances of escape were entirely non-existent. She found herself utterly helpless, facing an inescapable fate. Shortly following his confession, Sam informed the police that he would lead them to Citizens Park Forest in an attempt to locate Ashley's body. However, upon arrival, they found themselves in a late hour with heavy rainfall that had been ongoing for several hours. Sam immediately appeared uncertain about the precise location where he had left her. Consequently, the police began to question whether Sam was being truthful. They entertained the possibility that the entire incident might have been fabricated or that he hadn't actually harmed Ashley. After approximately 30 minutes of the police and Sam tirelessly traversing through the dense forest, one of the officers suddenly noticed something on the ground. With his flashlight raised, the officer discovered Ashley's body in a clearing. The police and Sam approached her, standing over her battered form. Her neck was grotesquely bent, and she was covered in insects. However, as they observed her, They noticed her chest moving. She was still alive. Ashley had been left for dead, enduring a broken neck in the freezing cold and rain for 30 agonizing hours. She had only been wearing a t-shirt and pants, but against all odds, she survived. Moments later, paramedics arrived at the forest, delicately lifting her and rushing her to the hospital, where she would be placed in a medically induced coma. The doctors sadly informed her family that her injuries were severe and they didn't anticipate her ever waking up. Miraculously, she defied expectations and eventually regained consciousness. Although she faced the arduous task of relearning basic functions like walking, talking, eating, and drinking, she triumphed over these challenges. Today, at the age of 34, she is happily married, has 2 children of her own, and leads a largely content and ordinary life. As for Sam Shelton, he received a 20-year prison sentence for attempted murder and remains incarcerated to this day. However, he is eligible for parole in 2024. If you enjoy this video, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. We post new stories every week covering the darker side of our universe. If you want to see more videos like this, I highly recommend that you click the video now on screen. That video has been selected specifically for you. Enjoy.